If there is one thing everyone uh, is if there's one thing everyone should pay attention to is people. If there's one thing everyone probably has discovered, realized that it's technically difficult for you to actually live life without its people. If there is something that for me seems as important as every other thing, like it seems more important than any other thing on earth, I think it's people. People. You realize that as we came to this, by the way, for come for this earth, we came through some persons. The appellation of it changed: mommy, papa, brother, sister, this, that, tall man, short man, fat man, slim man, white man, black man, this, that. Like the appellation can change the way it wants, but at the end of the day, all we are people. And I feel like people are actually the center of everything that really exists. People are actually the center of everything really happen. People are actually the center about everything. If you look at when countries go to war, um, it's mostly because of their people. If you look at why this person betrayed that person, it's because of somebody, some person, either themselves or some person. Or if you look at the up and down road, you get almost everything about life is centered around people, or how this group of people they want to live better than the others, how this group of people they feel like they're better than the others, how this group of people they feel like, oh, they should do this, how this group of people feel like, whether an individual or still people, right? Not still person. Um, so I was just wondering, especially lately, with there's so many things really happen. There's so many things that happen. Me myself actually go through some really tough moments. Let me see, for the last 2 months, really, really rough moments. And if there's any lesson I took from that, God just wanted to remind me who I am. For those who don't know, my name is Mosina Ikondo Nasako, and Nasako actually means leader. And you cannot be a leader if you don't have people who are following, right? You cannot be a leader if you don't have a bunch of people behind you that are actually following. So, um, just by that name, some responsibility already there for my shoulder. Just by that name, I get a lot of things I have to be doing. I have to do whether I like it or not. Just by that name, so many things that follow me. So, like I said, lately I went through some really really tough moments, some really really rough situations. And the one thing about me is when I go through those moments, when I go through those trial moments, when I go through those moments where it make you feel like, oh, what is happening? Oh, why is this happening? No, instead of me for the ask that what is happening, why is this happening, and blah 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 blah. I heavily try to identify what did happen, and then the next thing is I focus more on how did I get here? Like, what did I not do correctly to get me to this place? I am one of those persons who will hardly attribute anything that is happening to me to any person, not even God. Like, it's difficult for me to really, even when I want to attribute it to God. If you know me, any person you know me, it's always in a very positive way. You understand? Because I remember very well reading my Bible from what my mom teach me growing up. God will never allow things come to you if those things are not there to strengthen you, to build you, to move you to some place, from some place to some place that is far more better. So that is how I grew up. Now the mindset that I grew up with, like everything that comes to you is there for a reason, and it's only there to make you better. When it comes to the God part. Now, when it comes to man and human beings and friends and families and business partners and colleagues and all of that, when anything happen, I don't even want to blame them. I don't even. My very first excuse now for eliminate them for the equation. So my very first excuse now, okay, it is not their responsibility. Nasako, you are responsible. Now it's time for you to sit, analyze, comb the situation very well, and understand what you did not do correctly that got you to this situation. So, like I said, for the last 2 months, I've been going through some really rough moments, some really tough moments. And when I sat down and I tried to analyze everything, I was like, wow, okay, this is where you fought at. This is what you were not supposed to do. Remember, 6 months ago, you said this is what you were supposed to do, but you did not do that. Contrary to that, this is what you were doing. And I analyzed everything. And one of the biggest lessons I learned from that whole situation was whether we like it or not, people they exist, and there's a reason why after God made Adam, it took him some time, but then he made Eve, And when he made Eve, if you look at the way he make Adam and they make Eve, even though they see Bible say they move reap for Adam for make Eve, they are not the same persons. They are to an extent completely different persons. Completely different persons because they get to complement each other. If una dey the same, it will really be difficult for una to complement each other. Like una get to be a lot, and una go easily complement each other. So today I wanted to talk about people. I wanted to talk about people like I said earlier. Why I decided to talk about people? Which be the reason why the conversation? Why talk about people? I don't realize people they are the center of almost everything will happen for the world. People they are the center of everything will happen. People then they are the center of things the way they don't happen. People they are the center of things the way they go happen. Think about anything on earth, behind it or in front it or inside it or on top it or under it. There is someone. The cameras we are using, the software we are using, the shirt I'm wearing. Me now, I'm even talking to people. I'm hoping they listen and they're listening from somebody, people. Like, I don't realize say people be at the center of people, them or people or persons. They are the center of almost everything for this world. But we need to even pay attention to, as human beings, we need to even pay attention to the role and how important the role be for people, for our lives. Now, who be people? Or who be people? Simple, stupid, funny question that seems a little bit ignorant, that seems a little bit not kind of question that. But at the end of the day, until you identify who be people, where to be people, and then you go start to see people in almost everything. Even when you don't see, you see this. Some person go see a lens. Another man go see now who make that lens. You understand? Another man will see now who bring that lens for you. Another man will see now wait till they use this lens, the who they use the lens and stuff like that. So I'm just saying this to say until you start identify who be people, wait to be who be person. You understand? Once you start identify that and you identify them for the right way, I don't give a definition or I don't want to go into okay person that you say or people that you know. Why may you take your time, do your own research and decide which category, which you want place now with them under that category for people. Is it just going to be human beings, or is it just going to be things also, or you kind of like want to look every other thing out there as a person or as a people? Now, the reason why I feel like it's important for us to identify, for know who be people, you understand that? Because me personally actually feel like once you start looking at people, the definition of people as in human being, John, Mary, Nasako, Titi, this person, if you start looking at people as only human beings, I strongly believe like you're limiting yourself and you limit your resources and you limit certain advantages or you limit the way you see that or you limit things that if actually happen because you don't cut some other parts or some other persons out where if you consider this person to as people, maybe the possibility of you exploiting them or treating them the way they were supposed to be treated, if it be, and then we'll not forget maybe the chaos will get them, or not for miss the blessings or don't miss out from that. I'll give you one simple example. We come from a place where they don't already distinguish between animals, right? Human beings and mammals. And for some will come out 80%, 90%, even 95% of mammals na pepper soup. You understand? Whereas if you come for this side where we dey now, you realize there's some certain category of mammals and they will need be pepper soup. If you even bring the whole idea of that mama fit taste fine, it will be a baby will not end up for court. So which I travel talking now, these are a group of persons who decided to push the definition of people beyond which way most people for Sawo Komode think. So you see them treating what we usually will not consider people, right? You see them treating it as a human. They treat them like people. Not human being. They treat them like people. They put you for salary, they give work, they give job, they take care of you, he get insurance, they give go here, whatever. And if he's sick, they take you go hospital. If he get distressed, you see them, they cry with like you see they actually treat something where most other people them, especially we for some will come out, we look at like, no, that's not supposed to be a people. That's not supposed to be a person. That's supposed to be this, that, and for that reason, we don't fit treat them like this. Like I said, the reason why it's important for you to sit and really think about the whole who be people, you understand? It's important. For me, I don't start learn to look at people as in what they bring to the table. You understand? What they bring on for table, now they define if not people, this only be people. For me, what they bring to the table. Now I know whatever I'm saying might sound crazy, might sound a little bit like, what is he talking about? But just listen. Just listen, and then maybe someday you will feel understand, and because you don't see one or other two things and this and that. I'll give you a simple example. If you have a child, if you put, because before the one born picking, right? People visit with the born picking because one job born picking. No, generally people the born picking because they need person for all it will take care of them. It will take over their businesses, it will take over their properties, it will take over things for them when they be incapacitated, when they don't do anything, and they help them manage things until they pass. You understand? That's the main reason why people born picking. If you know, be ever know today, that's the reason why for America picking them are the most important thing, or picking them are a compulsory thing. Because for America or for the Western world, they already get a system in place where whether you're born or you're not born, if you live a happy life until you die. Whether you're born or you're not born, if you live happily, if you get your money, you can pay people to take care of you. All this thing the way people expect me picking one for them, you feel always get that on side until you die. Whereas for Africa, that will come up because most people were not wealthy. Most people will not get that system in place. The system for winner picking. So you see somebody born 5, 6, 7 begin go. If they hope say if the one not succeed, the one not succeed, the one will succeed, or if the one will take care for me, maybe the one will take care for me, or maybe that was the general idea of people having kids, especially in the community where we come from. But over here, it doesn't really matter. We see people who are extremely wealthy and they say, no, I don't want kids, man. I don't want that. I don't want that distraction. I don't want that wahala. I don't get me time for that. I want to just live my life, enjoy my money. When I'm old, I go to a nursing home or I get somebody come take care of me until I die. So that is why I say definition of people. Yeah, the general definition are maybe human being, right? You and me. But if you just close your eyes and try to think like a fool, if you just close your eyes and try to think out of the box, you'll realize the definition of people is far beyond just human beings. There's a reason why the Bible, in some particular place, I don't know the verse, said, if human being they decide for not worship me, I will command stones for worship me. Technically, what the Bible was saying is, if human beings and if you do it, we are create them for do and made a notice of other group of things and do it if you still do that same thing. For me, that is clear proof that when you talk about people, it's not limited to just human beings. You can push it further than that. I say think like a fool. I say think like a stupid person. Think like a person who don't get sense at all. Now, I talked about before you get into your definition of people or persons, consider the rule. Consider the rule. Think about growing up when they say, oh, that person or these persons or these people or this and that and that and that. Wait till they actually define them as a role where they play for your life, right? That person is my papa. Now because he don't take on that fatherly responsibilities. The person is my auntie. Now because papa he did this and he actually don't take on that responsibility, he do things the way auntie go do. Oh, that person is my enemy. Now because he don't pick on that responsibility as an enemy. That person that did this, that person that did this, that. Oh, that person is my pet. Now, because you don't fit for that category for pet, it provide you the things that you need them as a pet. You understand? Oh, that person, I'm like this, oh, that person. So, roles also is very, very important when you start thinking about people because now roles will actually guide you to understand certain persons very well. And now there are roles the way they play, I will understand most of the times how important this person will be for your life. Because one mistake we make most of the times is we have persons around us, we don't even understand the role they play. So we don't even know when we are supposed to go to them or how they come in. We don't even know when they can do this for us or when they can do that for us. I don't know if I'm making sense. So role of people in our life, it's very, very important. As in, not only will it help you actually expand your definition of who a person is or who people are, but guess what? It will also help you understand the role that they play for your life, or the role they give for play for your life, or the role even you will be playing for their life. Because if you don't know these things, guess what will happen? That back and forth will always be right. If the argue come so, you argue go so, you want the one, or you expect this, you would expect that. Like things will always go for sideway. Even you sometimes probably understand, or probably like them. 1 second, please. Okay. Even you probably who like them. So it is very, very important when you think about people, and you think about who be person, who be people. Think about their roles also. Now, is it important for us to, after we don't know their role, what are some of the things you can do to make people? Is it even possible to make people? Because that was what God did, right? God created Adam. God decided to make Adam. So he decided to make a person. And then when he created Eve, God decided to make people. And after that, he continued to make people. He make people that be born, he make people that, and then people that come for the earth, they decide to make people and make people, make people, make people. Now, have you thought about how to make people? Is it just one way to make person, as in for born picking? Is that the only way we can make people or make a person? Is that the only way, or there are many other ways we can actually make people? It is important because some people who don't have kids, some people who travel to places that they don't have family or friends that they grew up with and things like that, they start to feel like, oh, I'm alone. I'm supposed to be alone. They might decide to travel far away from Atlanta, or they will. And a good reason why you need to understand, okay, how to make people. I use the word how to make people because I want me to be intentional. When you talk about I want to make a person, the whole picture, the whole idea seems complicated. The whole idea seems, okay, are you a god or blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you're a god. God says we are made in his image. Anything if we do them, it just depends on our faith. But in this case, I'm talking about making people as in building relationships. Remember, the only reason we are picking the call you say papa or mommy, or some picking for Katie, the call you say auntie or sister or whatever. Now, because of the role we don't play for life, now because of the responsibilities the way you carry them around you, that the reason that. So if you ever think about making people, which is very important, whether we like it or not, there is always that time when you need to sit and be like, okay, I need to make someone. The reason why you decide you want to make someone because you don't see some vacancy, you don't see some vacuum, you don't see some space, you don't see some gap for your life. Well, whether you like it or not, you need to feel that with somebody. And if you don't feel that with somebody, it will affect you negatively. That is when you start thinking about making. That is when you start thinking about making someone. That is when you start thinking about, okay, I need to make person, I need to make the person, I need to make that person, I need for. So yeah, it's necessary, it's normal. You can make someone, and that is what businesses do. When they hire you, right? They need a clerk. They don't have a robot. They need to make a clerk. What they do is they put out an advert and they hire you, and then you can't fill up that position. They don't make a clerk, somebody with it can't take on a responsibility. And that is how we have to see life also. See life more as in, okay, I need to make some person we now will take care of my trash. I need to make care of some person because that's how our fathers were thinking when they were giving birth to us. We need to make picking the way to take care of you when we need to make picking the way we will do this, that, right? You're making babies, you're making kids. So even as adults, even as grown-ups, it no matter what we do, you always have to have that mindset of making people. Especially nowadays with the coming of social media and influencers and all of these things. What do you think these influencers are doing? They are making people. Building following, building that followership or whatever, building a tribe or whatever, is you making people. The reason why I call them making people is because if you put up in your mind as you're making people, it makes it so intentional. It makes it really intentional. It makes you like start asking yourself, okay, what are some of the things I'm supposed to be doing if I'm supposed to make people? Remember, the only reason why I want to make people now because you want to increase the number of persons around you. You want to increase the number of persons that they help you do certain things. You want to increase the number of persons for this or for that, or that's the only reason why you want to make people. If not, no other reason no, they want to make people. You get vacancy there, you get vacuum there, you get gap there, you get space around you about things the way you feel like, you know what, I need to make someone that can take care of this or can take care of that or can take care of this or can take care of that. Love it or hate it, you have to start thinking about it. And like I said, the other way for put and say you make people now we say they build relationships. That is one thing I grew up. I did it unintentionally. I was actually making people, I was actually building relationships. But I did not even know I was building relationships. Funny enough, or lucky enough, I was a quiet person, an introvert. I was that person who was not arrogant, very respectful, and things like that. So most people liked me, even from a distance. So even without approaching them, even without going closer to them, I was making people not knowing. I was building relationship not knowing. I was building a followership not knowing. My persona. So many people today, if you say certain things about me, they'll just tell you, Chris, you don't know that man. So that was me making people. That was me building relationships. That was me. Yeah. I wrote down things to focus on when you're trying to make people. This is a complicated part. Like I said, if you already understand the role, if you already understand why you're actually wanting to make someone, why you're wanting to build this relationship, why you're wanting to create this person, then I think this stuff the way you want to focus on, you know, really get a bit difficult because you already have an idea of the kind of person you want to make, right? So you just pick the criteria, and if it's something that you're looking for out there, then you start looking, okay, you start to find out. If that's until you go for born the picking, then it means that until you don't born the picking and the picking they grow, you start to put some certain thing inside you because you want me to turn out like this. Sometimes even for people the born picking nowadays, I say there's a way if you do so you do so you do so you're born a boy picking. If you do so you're born a girl picking. If you wanna get intimate, the kind of time so you're born a kind of picking like yeah. So pay attention also to that when you're making friends, when you're making people, when you're building relationship, when there are things you have to focus on. There are things you have to focus on. For me, one of the biggest things, especially when I'm making people, when I'm building relationship, one of the most important thing I focus on is the person's human relationship with others. The person's human relation, long term, maybe even till it do now. Till it do now be important, be okay. I feel consider them, but I want to look what you don't do for the past 10 years, for the past 15 years. It's difficult for human beings for pretend for more than 5-10 years. For instance, you just decide you want pretend to be good man, you want pretend to be community builder, you want pretend for 10 years, for 15 years. Okay, now just you see some man way for the past 15 years, for the past 20 years. They've always been there for the community, always doing things to enhance the community, to build a community, to do this. You just don't say that man that you just don't say that lifestyle that is who he is. I want to say that is who he is. That's who he is. That's who she is. That is them. You know if you even argue. So me, it's easy for me for identify people by the way they treat others, identify people by the things they have done for their community, identify people by the way they handle certain situations about the community, identify people by, especially long term, how many times they don't get the situation, how they handle them. During the time the man and the man with the fight, how they handle them. During that time, how they handle other things, and I go actually tell me if, okay, this is somebody I want to make, or this is somebody I want to have a relationship, or this is somebody I want to build something with a rapport with. Yeah, for me, that's it. But it's really important for you to know there are certain things you must focus on if you're trying to build a relationship or make someone, whether you like it or not, you already have in your head what you want. Now, around that, it's easy. Now, one thing where it exists is, or one question I would like to ask now, okay, when you're making people, when you're building this relationship, when you go out there and you're engaging with persons, and is it important for you to let them know why you made them? Is it important for you to know why you build this relationship with them? Is it important for you to let them know straight out, hey, I didn't here now for just more Dubai fashion. Hey, I did for you now because I want a relationship with you and maybe we'll get somewhere. Hey, I did for you now because yeah, very, very important. Very, very important, extremely important. Because if they don't even know, then it starts to look like you're exploiting them. So for instance, you bring somebody around you, and the reason we bring that person around you now because you want me to wash her toilet. But then you not tell this now because you want me to wash her toilet, but then you trick them to wash her toilet. Where you don't make them know, say, no, I bring you around me now because of this and this and that, and that. But then the real reason is because you want me to wash her toilet. So you see, it becomes exploitative. And the day they realize you exploit them, it will be catastrophic. So for me, I really feel like if you make someone, let them know exactly why you made them. Let them know from day one, if possible. Let them know from day one, if possible, why you made them. Because it will also guide them with their responsibilities, right? It will give them a clear view or a clear idea of their role for your life. That way, even if they're not responsible, if they're not actually doing what they're supposed to do, they know, say, okay, I never do it as supposed to do because this is why. And we have that, we always get a chat, wow, the community will commodity where people give birth to children and you don't give them the right reason, you don't tell them the real reasons why you give birth to them. You started telling, things like, Joe, I like you, Joe. No, tell them outrightly, like, hey, I gave birth to you because for my old age now, it could be my work stake. You see how you make it easy now? When you make people, let them know exactly what was the reason why you made them. Now, other reasons if you add along the way, other things and other ideas and other reasons why you make them, if you add along the way. But until they know exactly why you made them, whatever thing you're doing with them is exploitative and it's not good. That's some of the things in that way, it causes plenty of problem for a community. Two people will decide to get married. This man know very well, so they marry the person because of this. The person asks you, say no, now because of this other thing. When he just talking at you, he knows the person 1 year. The person knows that they marry the person now because of this. And then the person asks you, why you getting married to me? You tell this other reason why you want to make you smile. And then now when he give you way to make you marry, you start to complain. The same thing even with business, right? See people get in business and one they lie say, no, I just want some community thing. Did that. Well, all we did just make kind of for free now. Whereas you're making crazy money at the back, the day that person realizes you exploit you, problems start. So for me, extremely important for you to let the person, whoever you're dealing with, know that not the reason this is the reason, this is the only reason, or this is the main reason why me and you are here. This is the main reason why I made you. The same reason why if some person make you also the person needs to tell you, right? Because this whole making people think, it's not all, like I stop. We are thinking, we think stupid, just think crazy. That's what we're doing right here. Just think out of the box. Just think like a fool. So why you there for here? You think say I'm gonna make that person and this and that. The person, some person too different inside the person I'm gonna make you. Like I said, the question is, do they even know why you made them? Now, do you even know why that other person made you? If we don't know, we'll continue to live in this chaotic. So that's the reason why when they hire you for a job or anything, what do? They give you something called job description, right? Even before they hire you, they give you the job description and ask you the question, why do you think you can handle all of that? You think so if you jump up and jump down at the same time? You think so if you jump up and stay forever for like 10 seconds? You think so if you do so, if you say you done, they say, okay, you're not the right person with this, we cannot make you. Let's go make some other person. So very, very necessary. Very, very necessary. The elephant in the room. I wrote down the elephant in the room and I was going to talk about one of the biggest challenge that we find when we're trying to make persons. Remember when I talk about making persons, you getting married to someone is you actually making something else. Because when two people come together, they definitely form one person. So they don't make new person. Now the reason why two people need to come together for one picking, right? They don't make another person and things like that. The question now could be, what will be the biggest challenge? What will be the biggest problem with this whole idea of making people, building relationships, and doing this or doing that? That is what I actually call the elephant in the room. Because later I don't realize so many relationships. Most people feel like saying money. Most people feel like money. Oh, money I want to wait for make person. If you don't get money, if you make person, if you don't get money, no. But me, I actually feel like Two things, especially nowadays, your political view and your religious view. Those are the two big main things away. If you not consider and how you make people or you make persons, that one relationship not last. That person you make and will be destroyed in any time and things like that. I've had so many relationships that turned sour because of our religious views. I've had so many people I made, or people who made me, or people where the relationship goes south because of our political views. I've seen somebody who really care and love you, somebody who really, but then when they get to that place, they cause you to get out, stupid man, or get out, foolish man. You don't let, and they're serious about it. Two very most important things that you always consider, you should always consider before you make any person. Know how the persons they think, know how they will think, know if it's possible for you for even guide their thinking, for control their thinking. So that way, because the only reason we, if we go chop apple, no, Adam, because sending me go chop apple, right? Because Adam, if you control the way we think, remember the Bible says God created man, may give man that liberty to choose whatever they wanted to do. So long Adam be different on side, if he choose which we want to do, if to be different on side, he choose which he want to do. If Adam had that capacity, if Adam was there controlling the way Eve thinks, the type of things Eve is going to do, and blah blah blah, blah, you know, forever going to chop fruit. So it's important for you to understand, whether you like it or not. You have to address the elephant in the room while you're making whoever you're making. Else, you build to the top, you build to completion, and then so one peck for under will just shake, everything will crumble. Example of people's made. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about examples of people made was because I needed people to understand how important it is for you to make persons, or to start thinking about making persons. Very, very important. Extremely, extremely, extremely important. Extremely, extremely important. I know what I'm talking about. I've benefited from so many relationships. I've benefited from so many people I made, or people making me, like, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Presidents are made by people. When election time comes, they run to the people and they give them gari, they give them sardine and bread, and they make promises and whatever. And then before you know, these people, they lift them up. Football team, why 11 players, they will fee, they pay them, they play. And even though they don't pay them, they still need that number 12 person when at the crowd push them. The coaches, they will bench for push them and all of that. Playing, co-piloting. Almost everything I said earlier, almost everything about life, there is somebody behind. That's the reason why you must always think about making people. It makes life easy, it makes life interesting. You understand? You go to the movie. Some people, they get set out of their house, but they will not sit there and watch a movie. No, they'll pay, go for cinema. Because you want your children for the while to watch the movie, maybe something happen, oh my life. You turn, you see some my reaction, and then when I turn, when I continue. Very, very important. Very, very important. It's difficult to see some person we by themselves. They just, that is how important making people is. Any person we don't make people, it's difficult for them to fall, because at any given time, they get play with the feel land. I told you guys about what I've been going through for the last 2 months. It was easy for me to bounce back because of the people I've made. You understand? When you don't make people millionaire, you don't put millions of people that pocket, you don't make this. Guess what? If you get a certain problem, all the people will tell you and say, what do you need? All these people will tell you and say, what do you need? Let me write you a check. Now I'm showing you the check. That's it. All they'll say is, hey, what do you need? Let me write you a check. Let me mail you a check. Give me your address. Let me mail you a check, and things like that. Very, very important to make people. Build relationship. Make as many people as possible. As you make people they go, you build on some foundation where you stand on top forever and ever. It's a wonderful foundation where you stand on top forever and ever. So many people talking about people where people don't make them, or talking about people where people make them. The list long, because almost everything about life are people where some people make them, or people where some people don't make them. Start thinking about it. Start thinking about building relationships. Start thinking about making people. I grew up as an introvert, but like I said, my character, my attitude, so many things about me actually put me for that place. With so many people just like me, they will just respect me, they will just consider me their own, even before I open my mouth. But when I really start understand how life works, how important relationships are, how important the people you know are, I decided it was going to be intentional. That's why I use the word make people. Make people mean say do things the way you shape their mindset. Even if that person the way they already be grown, where they even be older than you, do things that around the way go shape their mindset for any time where your name cross. Maybe that's some positive things. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying you're going to be perfect. I'm not saying every other person is perfect. No, but every other person is just doing something to make sure they stay positively in another person's brain. And if they do something that looks like it's wrong, there should always be a way to amend things. I'll leave and so I want to go for some side go meet up some person. I start making like 2 days ago. Finally, accept for saying me the 2 weeks for selling for me for the price I want buy them. Because they think I'm a nice person, they think I'm a good person, they think I'm see the advantages of making people or making persons. Yeah, so it was food for thought. We were having a conversation about making people, or why it's important, who be persons, and stuff like that. If you start watching the video now, go back and watch the video from the beginning. But I promise you, if you start watching the video from the beginning, it will seem so confusing and so stupid and so, what is he talking about? But if you're smart enough, after 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, even 4 days or 1 week, things go fall in place, and then you'll see the message you have tried for pass on. Go out there and make people. And if somebody is trying to make you giving, just allow them use you, and just it's more to that.